All right. Ready to dive into some excerpts from a novel today?
Some fun.
It's Funny Story by Emily Henry.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
And let me tell you, it's an emotional roller coaster packed with humor and heart.
So what's it about?
Well, imagine this.
Okay.
Our main character, Daphne, is dumped by her seemingly perfect fiancé, Peter.
Oof. That's rough.
And guess who he leaves her for?
I don't know.
His childhood best friend, Petra.
Oh, wow. Talk about awkward.
Yeah, to make matters even worse, Daphne ends up living with, get this,
Okay.
Peter's best friend and Petra's ex-boyfriend,
Oh, no.
Miles.
Wow, that's a recipe for disaster.
Right. Talk
Yeah.
about a complicated situation.
Difficult.
Luckily, we've got an expert here to help us unpack all the tangled relationships and, just the emotional complexities.
Yeah, I mean, what really strikes me about Daphne's situation is how relatable it is.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, think about it. Have you ever had your world turned upside down by like an unexpected breakup?
Oh, absolutely.
I think Daphne's journey, it really resonates with anyone who's ever felt blindsided by a sudden change in their life.
Yeah, especially in a romantic relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely a universal experience.
It is.
But the way Emily Henry portrays it is so witty and insightful.
Oh, for sure.
We get this image of Daphne who's, kind of this bookish, introverted librarian,
Right.
hurling Jordan almonds at Peter and Petra as they drive away.
Oh, my God.
It's just this perfect blend of humor and heartbreak.
It really sets the tone.
Yeah, it really does set the tone for the whole story.
It's not just the breakup itself, though.
No.
It's the aftermath, that feeling of being completely lost and unsure of who you are.
Right, without that relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Like Daphne built her whole life around Peter.
It's true.
She relied on him for like even basic things,
Yeah.
like cooking.
It's crazy.
So this dependence, it raises some interesting questions about like Daphne's sense of self
Yeah.
and her journey towards independence.
Exactly. She's starting from scratch,
Yeah.
questioning everything.
Everything.
She thought she knew about love and her place in the world.
Right, and that's where Miles comes in.
Right, Miles.
This laid-back, charming guy
It's a little mysterious.
with that side hustle,
Yes.
which we later find out.
Which we later find out is at a charming winery.
You know.
But despite their initial awkwardness,
Oh, it's so awkward at first.
they bond over their shared heartbreak.
They do.
Each feeling betrayed by the people they thought they knew best.
It's true, they're exes.
Yeah.
And this is where I think the genius of the fake relationship comes in.
Oh, yeah.
So in a moment of weakness,
Okay.
Daphne tells Peter that she and Miles are dating.
Oh, wow.
It's a lie that just quickly snowballs into this elaborate charade,
Oh, no.
complete with, staged social media posts.
I love it.
And they even plan to attend Peter and Petra's wedding together.
What?
I know.
That's amazing.
It's hilarious.
It's so bold. It's like they're both saying, screw you to their exes and the whole messy situation.
Yeah, totally.
But beyond the humor,
Yeah,
I think this fake relationship serves a deeper purpose,
I agree. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's a way for Daphne and Miles to, reclaim some power, to take control of the narrative
Okay.
that's been kind of hijacked by their exes.
Right.
And plus, there's this underlying tension that builds.
Oh, yeah.
With every staged photo and every kind of forced interaction,
Right.
they're constantly reminded of their own vulnerabilities, their own desires.
Yes.
And this forces them to confront feelings they might have otherwise ignored.
Totally. And all of this is unfolding against the backdrop of Waning Bay.
Oh, Waning Bay.
This idyllic small town in northern Michigan.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's not just a setting, it's almost like a character itself.
I love that.
With its quirky residents,
Okay.
charming locations like the Cherry Hill Winery,
Oh, nice.
and this amazing bar. It's literally called Barn.
That's amazing.
It's in an actual barn.
I love that.
It seems to offer Daphne a sense of community and belonging
Right.
that she didn't even know she was craving.
What's interesting about Waning Bay is that it represents a fresh start
Yeah,
for Daphne.
definitely.
It's a world away from the life she built with Peter, a life that, ultimately left her feeling isolated and unfulfilled.
Yeah.
The small town atmosphere with its focus on genuine connections and shared experiences,
Right.
it becomes this unexpected catalyst for her healing.
And self-discovery.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. It's like Waning Bay is this magical place where Daphne can, shed the layers of who she thought she was supposed to be and embrace the person she truly is.
And that journey of self-discovery is so beautifully intertwined with her relationship with Miles, their interactions.
Yeah.
From those awkward roommate moments to the hilarious fake dating escapades.
Right.
They push Daphne to step outside her comfort zone
She really does.
and confront her own insecurities.
It's true.
It's like Miles, with his easygoing charm and his adventurous spirit, is slowly chipping away at the walls she's built around herself,
Yeah.
revealing the strong, independent woman beneath the surface.
I love that.
But, of course, no journey of self-discovery is complete without a few bumps in the road.
Right. Exactly.
And that's where the complexities of Daphne's family history come into play.
Oh, yes. Those family dynamics are about to get a whole lot more interesting, so stay tuned.
Daphne's journey takes kind of an interesting turn
Okay.
when her father, who's this, charming but unreliable figure
Yay.
from her past,
Mm-hmm.
suddenly reappears in her life.
Talk about unresolved issues.
Right. And he brings along his new wife, Starfire,
Starfire.
who is a self-proclaimed life coach,
Oh, wow.
which just adds a whole other layer of,
Gurkiness.
quirkiness to the mix. Their unexpected arrival throws Daphne's world into a bit of chaos,
Yeah.
forcing her to confront all these unresolved issues from her past.
It's like her dad is this walking reminder of all the ways she sought validation from men
Right.
who are ultimately unable to give her what she needs.
Exactly.
Both her father and Peter, in their own ways,
Yeah.
offer glimpses of the love and stability
Right.
Daphne craves, but they fall short of fulfilling those needs.
Yeah. And it's fascinating to see how Daphne's past experiences with her father shape her interactions with Miles.
For sure.
She's hesitant to fully trust him,
Right.
to let down her guard,
Mm-hmm.
allow herself to be vulnerable.
And those insecurities are amplified.
Oh, yeah.
When Miles's free-spirited younger sister, Julia,
Oh, Julia.
arrives on the scene.
Julia is a total force of nature.
I know, she's outgoing,
Impulsive.
sun-filtered.
Yes. Which makes for some hilarious and slightly awkward moments.
Totally.
Especially when she kind of inserts herself into Daphne and Miles's.
Oh, yeah, their fake dating scheme.
Right. Remember when she insists on going to Daphne's story hour at the library?
Oh, I love that part.
And ends up charming everyone?
Oh, she's so good with kids.
Even though she's, totally clueless about the book.
It's hilarious.
Julia's presence just adds a whole new dimension to the dynamic between Daphne and Miles.
For sure.
They can't just pretend to be a couple in front of her.
Right, right.
They have to navigate, their feelings and interactions
Well, they're an audience.
with an audience,
Mhm.
which forces them to confront some uncomfortable truths about themselves.
And Julia, she doesn't hold back on her opinions, does she?
No, none at all.
She's constantly pushing their buttons.
Oh, yeah.
Questioning their motives, making them,
Examine their feelings for each other.
Yes.
It's like she's this unintentional catalyst for their emotional growth.
I love that. She is.
She challenges Daphne to loosen up, to embrace spontaneity,
Mm-hmm.
and to, see Miles in a new light.
And for Miles, Julia's presence brings out this protective instinct.
Yes.
Which makes Daphne realize her feelings for him run deeper than she initially thought.
Remember that scene at the bar where Miles steps in to defend Julia
Yeah.
from unwanted attention,
Yeah.
and Daphne finds herself, feeling a pang of jealousy.
Oh, totally. It's a classic case of realizing your feelings when faced with,
The possibility of losing someone.
Exactly.
And for Daphne, it's even more complicated.
It is.
Because she's still processing the hurt and betrayal.
From Peter?
Yeah, from her breakup with Peter.
It's like she's caught in this emotional tug of war
Totally.
between her past and her present.
Yeah, on one hand, she's drawn to Miles's warmth and genuineness,
Mm-hmm.
but on the other, she's afraid of getting hurt again.
Of repeating the same patterns.
Right, of seeking validation from men who aren't emotionally available.
And then to make matters even more complex, Daphne gets invited to a party,
Okay.
and she decides to, step out of her comfort zone. That's great. It's a small step,
Yeah.
but it signifies a shift in her mindset.
It does.
Starting to prioritize her own happiness,
Yeah.
to explore new experiences.
And to break free from the patterns of her past.
Exactly.
And it's at that party
Mm-hmm.
that she learns a surprising secret
Oh, yeah.
about her, seemingly perfect coworker, Ashley.
Ashley, right?
This revelation leads to a deeper connection between them.
It does.
And Ashley becomes, a confidant for Daphne.
Yeah.
Someone she can trust with her fears and insecurities.
Their friendship is such a beautiful example of female solidarity
It is.
and the power of genuine connection.
Yeah,
It's a stark contrast to, the superficial relationship she had with Petra,
totally.
who was more focused on appearances and social status.
Right. And as Daphne's navigating these, complex relationships and emotional challenges, she also has to confront the unresolved issues with her father.
It's true.
The scene at the senior prom,
Oh, yeah.
where Daphne finally lets loose
Mhm.
and expresses her pent-up anger and hurt
Yeah.
towards her father.
Yeah.
So powerful.
It is. It's like she's finally breaking free from the cycle of seeking his approval,
Right.
trying to win the love of someone who's emotionally unavailable.
And what's interesting is that Miles witnesses this whole exchange,
He does.
which deepens their connection
It really does.
in a way that words can't even express.
I know.
He sees Daphne's vulnerability, her strength,
Yeah.
her fierce determination to heal from her past.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, something shifts between them.
For sure.
It's the start of like a genuine heartfelt connection
Right.
that goes beyond the facade of their fake relationship.
Totally. And that connection intensifies
Yeah.
when they finally give in to their attraction.
It's a scene that's both passionate and tender.
It is.
It's a culmination of all the tension that's been building between them.
Yeah, but even as they're falling for each other,
Mhm.
new obstacles arise,
Of course.
both internal and external, that
Right.
threaten to derail their newfound happiness.
Like what?
Well, Daphne receives a job offer in Ann Arbor,
Oh, wow.
which presents her with this difficult choice. Yeah.
Pursue her career ambitions.
Right.
Or stay in Waning Bay with Miles.
It's a classic dilemma.
It is. Head versus heart.
You got it.
It forces Daphne to confront her priorities.
And what truly matters to her.
So Daphne's got this huge decision to make.
Yeah, a dream job or a chance at love, it's a tough one.
It really makes you think about what's most important,
Totally.
What would you do?
Oh, man. I don't know. It's so hard to say.
And to make things even more complicated, we learn that Miles is struggling with his own past.
Right, his relationship with his mother.
Yeah, overbearing is putting it lightly.
It explains a lot about his fear of commitment.
And his need for, emotional distance?
Exactly. He pushes Daphne away, but not because he doesn't care.
Right, because he's scared.
Terrified of getting hurt again.
And Daphne, with her own baggage.
Oh, yeah, from Peter and her father.
She totally misreads the situation.
She does.
And then Petra shows up,
Oh, no, not Petra again.
needing a place to stay.
You've got to be. After breaking up with Peter,
This is a disaster waiting to happen.
and Daphne's insecurities just explode.
Oh, I bet.
She's convinced Miles is still in love with Petra,
It's like her worst nightmare coming true.
that she's going to be abandoned again.
It's heartbreaking, really.
It shows how past trauma can just completely distort our thinking.
Absolutely. She's seeing what she's afraid of, not what's actually there.
That fear of repeating the same
The
patterns,
same pain.
it makes her push miles away before he can hurt her.
It's classic self-sabotage.
And she almost loses him because of it,
It's only when Miles confesses his love for her.
that she sees what she's been doing.
That realization, it's painful, but it's also a turning point.
It is. She starts to understand that real love means being vulnerable.
Trusting, letting go of the past,
It's not easy.
not at all, but it's the path to real happiness.
And that's what I love about Funny's story,
It's more than just a romance.
It's about growth, resilience, the power of love to heal us,
Daphne's journey. It speaks to all of us.
who have struggled to break free from the past, to find our place, to open our hearts.
It reminds us that the best love stories,
They often happen in the most unexpected ways.
with the most unlikely people,
Daphne and Miles, they're not perfect.
but they choose to love each other, flaws and all.
And in the end, Daphne makes a choice.
A choice that honors her heart and her head.
She takes the job in Ann Arbor,
But she makes it clear to Miles.
that their story isn't over.
I love that. It's such a hopeful ending.
It is. They'll face challenges, but they're committed to facing them together.
With open hearts, understanding each other.
That's the beauty of it, that sense of hope.
That even amidst uncertainty, love can guide us, give us strength.
So if you're looking for a story that will make you laugh, cry, and believe in second chances,
Definitely pick up Funny Story by Emily Henry.
it's a delightful read that will stay with you long after you finish it.
And maybe, just maybe,
It will inspire you to take a chance on love
to embrace the messiness of human connection,
and to find your own happy ending.
wherever that may be.
Until next time, Keep diving deep, and remember, sometimes the greatest adventures are found in the most unexpected places.